Going, guys? Here with college football news, August 18th, 2020. Starting out with the SEC schedule release. I'm hoping that the season's going to be played, and I think this is an interesting schedule. As far as week one matchups go, there isn't anything to be like really noticeable. Auburn, Kentucky is a little bit interesting. You have some tough matchups like first year head coaches Arkansas and Georgia, and Ole Miss is playing Florida. Yeah, it's hard for some of these first year coaches. The SEC really made sure that the top teams get easier opponents. I can understand why maybe the bottom tier of the SEC is a little bit angry because you got a few teams that are just not going to be successful with the schedule and how it worked out with the extra two opponents. And I don't blame them. Um, Alabama. I'm looking forward to October 17th against Georgia. That's the biggest game of the year in the SEC. Hopefully, we can see that happen. Also, November 14th against LSU. Probably the two biggest games on the SEC schedule. Georgia, Florida, November 7th. Um, Also up there in the upper echelon of SEC teams playing. I think those are big games, and the SEC is strongest conference in the country, and hopefully they're able to play this year. We'll see. I think there's some very interesting games here. Just I almost wish it was front loaded with really big matchups because I want to see those games being played. And if it's canceled later in the year, I want to see them played earlier. So better chances of them getting played. All right, let's go on to the Big 12 here. Um, for some news, they met on Tuesday a week ago. They wanted they were on the fence between canceling and not canceling, and I think the biggest issue among the canceling part of it is whether or not the long-term heart inflammation is an issue. And the Big Ten and the Pac-12 obviously thought that was a big issue. And there was a study done that found that like 78% of people that get corona have heart inflammation, which there was a guy that I think kind of maybe saved the college football season. His name is Michael Ackerman, a doctor from Minnesota, and he is like assisting the Big 12 in the medical information. And he said that that's flawed, and to expect college kids to be the same thing when mainly that's older people. I kind of agree with that, and I think it makes sense, and I'm happy. I think Michael Ackerman may have just saved the college football season. A doctor saving college football, that's normally not something you hear often, but it's the case. All right, and North Carolina is going to be doing online learning this year, which is honestly something they probably should do because, like I said, if there's no college football, they better do online school for all across the country because there's no way that you can say, well, hey, we're going to bring back tens of thousands of students to campus and have them immersed in that, but yet say, oh, but we can't let them play football because that's where you draw the line. That's where it's dangerous. We can still let them practice 20 hours a week like the Big Ten's doing, but we can't let them play other schools because that's too dangerous. And it's kind of ridiculous. And like I said, these schools better all go online if they're not going to play football. And I think even if they do play football, they should go online because then a much better chance, a whole lot less people to get COVID. And I think the season it'd be almost like a bubble, and you see how the bubble is working, like the NHL and the NBA, and I think that's really important. All right, so that's the college football news for today. Be back probably on Friday talking some more news, maybe some recruiting in there. We'll see. Thank you.